Also sounds like they will be right in my backside if I go forward.
Hey.
Yes, I shall.
Let her approach, flanked by a host of guards, not from graduate mute hostility. Lord Redrick D7th observes you from his throne, clad in ornate plate. His eyes have a hollow quality. There's a pallor to the man's gaunt face that leaves his features showing stark against his dark and unkempt hair. There's a dagger discarded upon one stone arm of the throne. A thin, crimson rivulet worms its way down from the blade and past Redrick's fingers, even as he leans forward to regard you with a piercing gaze. Thought he'd be better looking, even with all the inbreeding. Though his face is calm, you notice it sense strained towards his weapon, so with a mind of its own. It seems I have you to thank for the chaos spreading through my keep. I've expected some invading army.
It is unlike Kolsch to hire mercenaries, or foreigners for that matter. And you are not one of mine, so I cannot accuse you of treason.
Perhaps he ought to have considered such tactics sooner. Made short work of my guards, his eyes narrow. They're good and loyal servants, loyal to my coin, if not to me. They deserve the better fate than you gave them.
What has my cousin promised you? Some grand reward? If he had any resources to his name, he would not covet mine. And if he had any honor in him, he would not have tried this here, now, when I have lost so much.
Point to the dagger. I'm not your speech against of you. Coates is your cousin.
Oh yes, we are kin, he and I. He was raised within these walls, in fact, privy to all the privileges our family had to offer. But a greedy man always hungers after more than he receives, however bountiful.
That is true indeed.
I was eldest, heir to the stewardship of our lands, and he was not.
The legacy brought chaos with it, panic and despair. Kolf took advantage of that chaos, creating division in all ranks, luring loyal men and women to his cause. Good man, good woman. Redrick's gaze grows distant for a moment, and then he glances at you, and his lip curls. He fled the keep in time to hole up in the wilds beyond the village, to play at being a commoner, caught favor with the people. While he plays at conqueror, the Vale suffers. Families trade us all. They do not have enough men to guard the roads and defend us from Kursk incursions both. My attention suffers, and so my governance, my family. Nor can I make the effort necessary to bring about an end to this curse, may be beset at all hours by traitorous plots. What have you lost?
There is a plague among us here in Gilded Vale. The legacy is but part of it. The rest is fear, heresy, perversion. Each incident alone is but the flicker of a candle, but together, a blaze that will destroy us.
How sad. The legacy makes man mad. Perhaps it is worth the woman, I do not know. Gaze flickers towards you, searching, and turns away. They cling to hollow promises, to dark and terrible things. Each lie permitted feeds the fire, every whisper from brainy charlatans and venom-tongued midwives, words of false prophets, promises of dead gods.
The flame consumed her, my Ygritte, and our child with it.
Point to the digger. What happened there?
A just sentence.
Ygritte knew. She hid the verses from me, the tokens. She knew what I would make of them. The scattered god poisoned her against me. It had deaf to my instruction. Only when a son was born, that hollow thing, that monster, then we both knew what her crimes had wrought. The baleful look upon you, jaw working, face flushed and splotchy with emotion. It could not stand. At dusk house no of sacrifice, he would indulge himself, let us succumb one by one of a Barrett's punishment, until the final soul goes to its keeping. Never to return, a gilded veil is but a barren land. You murdered your own wife, Richard? I carried out a sentence. Would you have me give her an executioner? In the dire would we see that we see to our own justice. That thing, that silent aberration, was not alive to kill. Keep your recriminations, trespasser. I've done my duty. The Gilded Vale has suffered under your rule. It deserves a better leader. Anything calls with that leader? What does he understand of what it meant to be a Thane? He has gathered a meager assembly of illiterate farmers and scavengers to himself, and these suicidal action against my guards.
You are a pawn in Kolsh's designs, and he has kept his motivations from you for a reason. I wonder if you understand what it is you do, or what you might accomplish if you were better informed. You have proven your competence in your way, and had I such an ally, we might together put an end to Gilded Vale's woes, lift the curse once and for all, and in doing so, return us to a life where such strict measures are not necessary.
What has happened to Gilded Vale? A legacy. Shortly after the death of the scattered god, White Wind's legacy fell upon our lands. Despair came with it. How could it not when the curse took our children, our hope from us? I knew that Beryl would not allow such cruelties. Not on that we had lost his favor. Some in the village cling yet to a false faith, worshipping the dead god. They revere him in secret, even knowing that it brings upon us. Yeah, that's actually a problem. My own wife, she continued her heresies, against my wishes. When a child was born, we saw then that no sin remains unrevealed. No man is free from Beryl's judgment, no woman. I'll do what I must to ensure that we do not stray again from the path. It has just taken time to root out the last of these cultists within our village. Time cloaks used to gather their forces. Tell me more about the Redricks and... Redricks. Judges Patai. Hello, now. Wolf burst in glory. We have been stewards of Gilded Vale for generations. Nice. Look, just forget the rejection first from the excess of the Empire and now from the dangers of Direwood holds. Finish that duty by my vows, by my title, so long as I am chained. I will permit no threat against the lands, be they mortal or spiritual in nature. My loyalty is purchased. Pay me and I will serve your time. I need to use and discard it most cheaply. You have proven your strength, if by unfortunate means, and I am generous to those loyal to me in turn. If it is coin that moves you, you should know that the Saint of the Devout makes a far greater ally than a penniless pretender to the title. I can offer you a reward, if you will put an end to this rebellion. And waste no more resources on calls. He has robbed me of too much. Kill him and I can refocus my attentions upon this blight. Between the priest and my enemies, we can determine a cure. My family will be the last to suffer for this legacy. And you will wake a richer woman come morning. This is actually a hard decision. Okay. I mean, he is a fucking monster. Look at the village, what he's done. On the other hand, it is fucking hard time, and he is actually trying to help the village, and he's not. And that is something I actually admire, in this case. He's not actually putting himself above the law. He has declared the law, and he's following it to the letter. Even if that means killing his own wife and son. I'll give him that much. And he's willing to pay me. Straightforward, honest, and with a clear-cut goal. You know what? I'm actually convinced for once. I'll find Ghost and put an end to him.
Good. You will not have to look far. His camp lies in the wilds past Gilded Vale. His scouts watch the roads and warn him in advance of my forces. But you should have more luck. Deal with him, and then return here.
Admittedly, this is maybe a strange course to take, but technically speaking, you know, I'm actually convinced here. Very different territory. It asked me to confront Coles about his plans to usurp the throne leadership of Gilded Vale and its surrounding lands. This can be found within the wilds known as Muglan's Fork. Good to know that he is so fucking well informed. What were to look for that traitor? Wouldn't want to, you know, make any useless runs around. That would be kind of sad. And I mean, yeah, technically he's right, he can actually pay me. And I am technically just a mercenary. I'm not really here to, you know, make the moral judgment. I'm still kind of doing that, though, to be fair. I'm making the moral judgment that he's actually right. Honestly, I was going in there with the intention of murdering him, quite clearly and honestly, but I find it rather fitting. If a ruler is actually applying his own rules to himself, that is, yeah, that is something I can go for. And be like, well, yeah, I'll take that. Kulks, on the other hand, if Mania, he's kinda, you know, going for probably a bit more than he can actually chew. He's not really trained in ways to rule lands, and ruling lands is actually not nearly as easy as you might think. I mean, heck. Not supposed to be fucking easy now, is it? Is he gonna be in there? I mean, where is he gonna be? In here, of course. Ah, the April Stranger. I've let you come. Do you have news for us? Stranger, I've not had word from the keep. Have you succeeded? Is Redrick dead? You lied to me. Ah, Redrick has filled your head with poison. He's no fool. Nor would he miss an opportunity to turn my allies against me. Ah, that's convincing then. That's why I'm desperate effort of a man who saw, stand before him, an end to his years of cruelty. The same worshipped Eosas before the Saints War. Now he strives to make up for their misplaced faith by shedding his mercy. As told you, Redrick's crimes are real. He'll go murdering his own people, his family. But Ben of Lord is dead. He lacks the honor of a mad dog. You're the youngest one. Use me to try and usurp Redrick's throne. I would have used you, yes, to save us all. So you claim. But I don't really care, honestly. Because you're actually not even willing to apply your own fucking rules. I'm more than willing to do some horrible things here. Can you reach tentacles? Because if you can, feel free. Oh shit, I kinda blocked myself in. See? Tentacles are a very much powerful tool.
I shall.
Honestly, I think the years to come will actually show if this decision was the right one. Have we killed the right monster? Have we found it? Hidden as it was? Or have we allowed the monster to live and we'll see Gilded Well become far worse for it? Honestly, that's pretty damn hard to tell. How much longer until we is it actually built? I would assume so, because I can actually choose something else. So, South or West Curtain Wall? I mean, it doesn't really matter because we're gonna build both, but let's start with the South Wall. Only because that's actually where we enter. So, I think, in the end, if Lord Redrick actually continues to apply his laws to himself, he will actually make a pretty good ruler. Because it's one thing to arbitrarily decide rules from above. That's fucking easy. I can declare everybody pays me, you know, 80% taxes. That it's not gonna make them very happy, but what should I care? It's you know, not my business. It's a whole other thing if I'm actually then forced to pay these taxes too. In that case, I will actually think a lot harder about it and be like, okay, maybe I should, you know, go for a bit of taxation that's actually reasonably. And also, I don't really think rhetoric is actually, you know, mad. At least not really. Well, we're gonna find
I'm
out.
here.
Have you brought news? Both is that in the uprising within. Dead so swiftly. It is bad and fears triumph, toils and pain. If succeeded where a great many have failed. That my captains were half sufficient. Gilbert owes you a debt, where you've removed the greatest obstacle in its restoration. And rid me of persistent honor in the process. I pay my debts. I here fear a sword handed down within my family for generation. It is yours. I serve you well in all your future endeavors. Because you will be paid. Now I would bury my wife and look to the future. I have a great deal of work to do before Gilbert is truly safe. You have my thanks for yourselves.